The Forgotten Letter. It was a crisp autumn morning in downtown Boston when Emily decided to visit her late grandmother's attic for the first time in years. The place had always felt like a treasure trove of forgotten memories, filled with dusty books, faded photographs, and antique furniture. But little did she know, hidden in one of the old drawers was something that would change her life forever. Emily had been struggling. Between a demanding job and the emotional toll of a recent breakup, she felt lost and disconnected. Seeking solace, she decided to sort through her grandmother's belongings as a way to feel closer to her. As she sifted through piles of papers and knickknacks, Emily's fingers brushed against something unusual. A sealed envelope with her grandmother's delicate handwriting. On it was written, "To my granddaughter, Emily." Curious and a little nervous, she opened the envelope to find a letter and a photograph of her grandmother in her 20s. The letter began, "My dearest Emily, if you're reading this, it means I'm no longer with you. But know that I've always been by your side. There's something I need to tell you, something I couldn't share while I was alive. This photo you're holding is from the happiest time of my life, but it also carries a secret that I hope will inspire you to live boldly and love deeply." Emily's heart raced as she continued reading. Her grandmother recounted a story of a whirlwind romance with a man named James during the summer of 1953. They met in New York City when her grandmother was working as a waitress. Dreaming of becoming a writer, James was a journalist, passionate about telling stories that mattered. Their connection was instant, electric. They spent the summer exploring the city, sharing their dreams, and talking for hours about life and love. But as the summer ended, James received an assignment overseas, and the two were forced to part ways. "I kept this photograph to remind myself of the woman I was with James." The letter continued, "Fearless, full of hope, and unafraid to follow my heart. Though life took me down a different path, I never forgot the lessons that summer taught me." Emily was stunned. She had never heard this story before. Her grandmother had always seemed so grounded, practical, and unwavering in her choices. But this letter revealed a side of her that Emily deeply related to: the longing for adventure, the fear of taking risks, and the power of love. The letter ended with a challenge. "Emily, don't let fear hold you back. Life is too short to wonder what if. Take chances, even when they scare you. And if you ever find yourself in New York, visit the park bench near the carousel in Central Park. That's where James and I said goodbye. Who knows? You might just find a piece of magic waiting for you there." Tears streamed down Emily's face. She felt a surge of determination she hadn't experienced in years. Inspired by her grandmother's words, she decided to take a leap of faith. The following weekend, Emily booked a train ticket to New York City. She wandered through Central Park, clutching the photograph, until she found the bench her grandmother had described. It was an ordinary wooden bench, but to Emily, it felt like a portal to another time. As she sat down, letting the city's energy wash over her, a man approached and asked if the seat next to her was taken. He had kind eyes and a warm smile, the kind that made you feel instantly at ease. They struck up a conversation, and before Emily knew it, hours had passed. His name was Alex, a freelance photographer with a love for storytelling. They bonded over their shared passion for creativity and their mutual desire to live life without regrets. Weeks turned into months, and Emily and Alex's connection grew deeper. Every time she doubted herself or hesitated to take a risk, she thought of her grandmother's letter and the courage it had sparked in her. A year later, on the anniversary of her trip to New York, Emily sat with Alex on the same bench in Central Park. This time, she wasn't alone. In her heart, she carried the spirit of her grandmother, the woman who had taught her to embrace the unknown, cherish love, and live boldly. And as the autumn leaves fell around them, Emily realized that her grandmother's story wasn't just a reminder of the past. It was a gift that had transformed her future. The end.